Happy birthday to you.
Oceanic
Happy
Therapy London.
birthday to you. Oceanic Therapy London. Happy birthday, dear fellow
Oceanic
Scorpio.
Therapy London.
Happy birthday to you. Oceanic Therapy London. We just saw your message about
not having had a shout out for 2 years.
Yes, on your birthday. So happy birthday. As you know, guys, that so many messages go up. It is it's hard to catch them, but we do try and do all the birthday ones we see.
So, of course, Nadia's birthday was yesterday. How was your birthday?
It was lovely. Because the night before, on the Thursday, Lisa had booked for me and Kaz, for those who are new here, those are two of my very good friends, to see Russell Kane in Brighton. And do you know what? He was fantastic. He went a bit weird in the middle with Brexit, but he was very, very good. And so I went there and then stayed the night and then woke up in the morning. Kaz said she couldn't believe it. They've had the worst weather. And it was, you know, guys, how much
Kaz said you woke up in a skip.
Oh, shut up. We didn't have a hangover. I haven't got a hangover today. It's so nice. Just drinking less. I'm going to get to the point where I drink nothing. But anyway.
You don't. It's boring.
Oh, no, I do a bit.
No,
I actually...
Take it from me.
It's a funny thing, you know.
If you can, in bits, do.
It's a funny thing, you know. I can talk to, and I love, like the next morning we woke up and it was so bright and beautiful and blue. So I was by the sea, which is my favorite thing. So we went, Kaz took us to, you have to try this place in Hove. It's called Oof, as in French, an egg.
Oh, I think you meant
and
as
you
in
have
a
to
poof.
book weeks ahead.
Right.
And it is the love. I'm desperate to take you there. I actually photographed the menu because I wanted to show it to you. It's such an amazing place. Yeah. So well, it says breakfast, but like a big American breakfast, Frenchy American breakfast, amazing. Nice. And we sat there and we had breakfast and we had coffees and we just chatted. And I thought, we were saying, you know, why do we have loads of drinks? Because we have the best chats when we're sober. It all goes tits up when you're drunk. Yeah, if you're going to a bit of a party and you're having to jump around, it's different. Anyway, so then I came home and my lovely family were here and I had flowers and I had so many messages from you guys. I felt so, so loved. And then Mark booked a lovely restaurant in town yesterday.
Yeah, we'll tell you about that another time.
Which was quite
the
funny.
Plan was good, but the reality was quite something
but
else.
I loved it. And beautiful girls looked so beautiful.
Beautiful daughters.
They looked so beautiful because actually, usually on our birthdays we go out with each other, with each other, don't we? But actually, it's really lovely because if you take your teens out and it's your birthday, they're just a little bit more. They have
to be a bit more upbeat, don't they? And engaging.
Yeah. And they're nice too. I've got till midnight.
Can I just say, I think there was, you know, you talk about this gratitude thing. There was a point last night, it was your birthday and everything. For about 3 hours, I realised just how much we all get on as a family.
Yeah.
All four of us, peeling with laughter, ribbing each other, laughing at ourselves, charging through Soho late at night, roaring with laughter. Me hungrier than when I went into the fucking restaurant.
It's a bit bugsy.
But no, I thought, you know what? That's a result in life.
I'm so proud of you.
Well, I'm doing it.
I'm really
proud. That for me was the best ahead of my birthday gift I could have hoped for.
Well, all the messages that I've had, I felt so loved. I've really had no need for presents at all. Honestly, Mark's booked us a lovely weekend away for next year, which is going to be so nice. Of course, we'll vlog it.
Chin, chin, tim, tim.
But, you know, my daughters wrote me the most beautiful messages, made me handmade cards.
They got away with words.
Every one of my messages they sent me made me cry. And I said to Maddie, I said, you've got no idea. I'm rich beyond my wildest dreams because of love. And actually, that was really life affirming. As I've said to you before, because I've got friends that are dealing with the fucking hell that is cancer, I just, every year is like, wow, fuck. I'm excited about being 58.
I saw a broken shard of glass in a window display last night, and I had to ram my head hard against it to remind myself how lucky I was. Good. I had to repeatedly pummel my face until my upper mandible was destroyed.
Good.
In order to realise that actually...
And how have you guys been getting on? Because the last time I saw you was, because obviously I didn't do this on my birthday, we were talking about just trying to say something positive about yourself every morning, weren't we? Positive affirmations. He's just done one.
Just done it.
You said you couldn't.
I couldn't. There's nothing greater than being with your children and your family.
Yeah, but how you would make that positive affirmation is you would say, I have people that love me around me, so that would be a positive affirmation. It doesn't have to be, oh my God, looking in the mirror going, I look amazing, because that's like a nightmare.
Shelley Silver, we have not, we know we've got a large delivery. It's a bit tricky because I think it's gone to Betty and Teddy's, and obviously not there, and so we haven't had it because Dina's not there. So there's all sorts of things in terms of getting the cards here, but as soon as we get them, obviously we're going to be absolutely, championing them.
Thank you for anybody that sent us them. We've had some lovely cards, lovely messages.
Thank you. I still haven't seen Lee Dorrance anyway. I know you've sent them.
No, but they are more than likely next
photos.
door.
Oh God,
Emma, so lovely. I saw those late last night when we came in. Really loved that.
So thank you, Kiki SG. Happy birthday, Mark. So of course it was Nadia's birthday yesterday. It's my birthday tomorrow. But here's the news. And of course,
and if anyone wants to give a positive affirmation, I can read a few out who's finding it difficult to say something good about themselves. I'll read them out.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I managed to do extra coffee money because my shoot was delayed. Can I shoot on? Mm-hmm. So the biggest story of the day in terms of mainstream celebrity and all that kind of stuff is, sadly, tragically, come on, Charlene.
I came home late last night. I watched it on catch up, and I was actually, when she was in that last trial, I was so upset because I could see she's very strong, very brave, Charlene. And I knew she was absolutely fucking terrified to get those 2 stars. She was going through all kinds of hell. And then when she was crying about her kids, and I know some people get really judgy around that in reality TV and go, oh God, how can you get that upset? But honest to God, because it's so magnified, I felt like that all the time in Big Brother about missing Mark and the girls. It was just awful because you're so cut off. There's no other situation, not a holiday, not a work trip, nothing where it's nothing. Like wolves, like dead sound. It's just the way. So I really, really felt for it yesterday.
No, it was really sad, and I think, and I really bought into what she was saying because we discussed it last week, didn't we, about her not going in the RV and all that. And I think when she explained the predicament she was in terms of her journalism and all that, but I think a lot of people wanted to sort of say, nah, it's a reality.
But also, just as like if that had been me with that trial, I would have said there is no way, because I'm not a newsreader. There's no way I would have been able to go in that RV. No way. So I think people judging her for that being a bit unfair, because I would have said, I just can't, not with the way that I felt about this man and the fact the PPE scams and all the things that he's done. I just couldn't. So, and I think quite a few campmates might have felt like that. And she got in the hammock.
Yeah,
she can keep the bed.
Yeah, Ellery, we've got your bag of lovely things. We're gonna go through them. So obviously we're waiting for both birthdays. The other story, obviously, is Matt Hancock stands to lose his seat. Last call for Hancock to keep his job. MP could be blocked from standing as a Tory at the next election if his request to re-stand as an MP doesn't get in by December the 5th. Conservative HQ could just decide not to have him stand.
Can they? Yeah. So what is that, like an expulsion?
It depends on whether his whip is restored.
Who thinks he should be expelled? Who thinks he should lose his job as an MP? Having jumped around, eating kangaroo anuses, making £400,000. I don't think he's being bullied.
Who feels he's being bullied? What about the moment, the exchange between Boy George and him?
But that's not bullying. He told him straight.
No, I wasn't saying that at all. I just thought, me. Lots of people saying they do.
Well, no, do you think he's going to be expelled?
Oh, sorry. Okay. We can't do a poll on this.
No.
Anyway, I wasn't asking a question about the Boy George thing. I was just saying the Boy George thing. I have to say, I find it refreshing that Boy George just said he doesn't do the two-faced thing.
A lot of people don't like. Listen. Right, I find him unsavoury, Boy George, but I really adore. It is incredibly difficult in those situations, as I know from Big Brother, because it was complete opposition to everybody else in the house, because I was seeing the bullying that was going on that they didn't put on the screen. But it's really, really hard to face up and say your truth like that. And I fucking love that. The amount of time in showbiz, people will go, oh, hi, when they've just been saying the most terrible thing about somebody in the corridor. Yeah. He basically got caught in the corridor And he just went.
But I loved the fact that he was very.
It.
But I also felt he wasn't. There's something very
wasn't
unique.
Nasty.
No, but there's something very unique about. I'm not talking about the whole Boy George. You know, there's a lot of question marks around whether he should be there and all that. So
it wouldn't be my
mate. On side. His Buddhism works for him. Nothing phases him. I mean, nothing phases him. His honesty isn't that, you know, this is the bit that really gets under my skin when people go, can I tell you the truth? And actually, in them telling the truth, they're really hurting someone. You know, he's not doing that thing of, can I be honest? And then actually getting a walloping or a smacking or a digging. He's actually being very truthful, saying, look, I'm feeling this. It's about me and you. I possibly haven't got to know you enough, but what comes with you is a lot of other. I thought it was just really authentic. Lesson in how to be authentic.
And then he put a little humour in, and then he allowed Sean to finish it by saying, "You two have got to stop flirting," which I thought was fucking hilarious. When he went, "You two have got to stop flirting," but no, just in a general, because I'm almost aware of people that aren't watching The Jungle. I have great admiration when people, as long as it's not nasty. Yeah, I just want to tell you something. That's a different thing. He said, I've been talking badly about you. I've got a real problem.
Yeah, I hope that the viewers and the voters on the show, I think that might have really changed Boy, but don't beat around the bush. Boy George would like to be out of there, got his money and get out. But I do think that will have helped Boy George massively. Nicola Randall, my dad's best mate is a Buddhist and is the calmest person I know. I feel relaxed in his presence. I know I would be in Boy George's presence too. I know what you mean. You'd like him
and
alongside
also,
you.
we were saying last night, his chanting, his meditation, all that isn't like just a show off thing. You see him. Oh, there's a spider on my head. Oh, that he stays calm. We say that's going to be your end Buddhism. That's what you're going to do.
As Elliot says, I agree, but I was surprised by the way he reacted to Scarlett asking about why he went to prison. Yeah, I mean,
I didn't like that.
He was deeply
I didn't like that scene.
No,
I didn't like that.
Didn't like how he responded.
No, did not like that at all.
No, that wasn't good. No, good point. Thanks.
Reese Roberts, he was assertive in that moment, and Matt deserves that kind of pushback and confrontation. Yeah, because the selective amnesia Matt is trying to conjure, and also
selective amnesia he's trying to conjure. Yeah, that's a very good point.
There's a few moments as well, isn't there, where we're seeing him just like crack a bit now, Matt. Yeah.
Someone says, Elliot, in defense of George, everyone creatorholic can be caught off guard. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit like Sean's
in relation
moment.
To what?
Boy George possibly being caught off guard. It was quite a direct question from nowhere, from a standing start. We were there for the situation. When Scarlett asked about his thing, it may have been the shock of it. He didn't have time to prepare. I get what you're saying. But anyway,
I think there's an unwritten rule as well between celebrities. I kind of get why he was annoyed that she asked it.
Right.
Because you would not bring up anything like that on live television.
But it's fine for them to do it with Matt.
He's a serving MP.
Right.
He is there. He's answerable to the people.
Right.
Boy George is 15 years clean and sober. 15 years ago, and she didn't actually know what the story was. So I wouldn't go, oh, wasn't there an assault and a kidnap? Because if you don't know the story, then
interesting.
I would have also felt, oh, were you trying to like throw me a bit under the bus there? And I think that's what it was. I think he's like, oh, I didn't really like that, the way that she asked that so casually. Because also the thing is, she probably really didn't know very much. I don't think she did anything on purpose. But for him, this is an enormous thing in his life.
Yeah.
But I didn't like his cavalier answering to it. Made me feel a bit uncomfortable.
Right. I'm just going to drop that story. This story is Banksy has calls to shoplifters after getting shirty at stolen designs. Banksy has told his fans to steal clothes from Guess on Regent Street because they've helped themselves to his artwork without asking. How can it be wrong for you to do the same to their clothes?
That's awful.
The anonymous street artist called on all shoplifters to go to Guess's Regent Street outlet in London after it released a collection that incorporates some of his most famous graffiti paintings. Do you think they're able to do that because of his anonymity? Do you know what I mean? So he hasn't copyrighted anything.
They must have gone through legals for that. It must be legal.
Sarah Begley, I love this story. Good for Banksy. I mean, Banksy said in a post on Instagram yesterday, they've helped themselves to my artwork without asking. How can it be wrong for
he might not
to
agree
do the
with
same
it.
to them? Yeah, I mean, he might not.
I mean, the thing is, they will have. I'm sure it must be legal. They must have had legals on that before they put it. But, you know, as far as he's concerned, it's art for the people.
Wow.
To align him
With
a brand that he won't have even looked into, won't know where their, you know, investments might be, what sort of, you know, I think is shocking.
Listen to this. Security guards were seen shutting the shop on Regent Street less than an hour after the post because it amassed 600,000 likes. I wonder if you could, as a defense, say, I stole stuff from here because I was encouraged to or asked to.
So what about this? Could he possibly be arrested
for incitement
for inciting a crime? And if so, maybe this is going to be him revealed.
Yeah. But as Crystal says, did you get a copyright license for it? Let me guess. That's good. Two wrongs don't make a right, though. Not good to encourage shoplifting, else apart. Can I also...
Maybe he should have said, I wonder, how do you think they might feel if you all walked in and stole something? I think that's a better way.
MeTube, you'll find lots of clothing on Etsy with Banksy art, so this could get tricky. It could get very mad. Yeah, anything with a Banksy thing on it could get very. I think
it's terrible of a company to do that.
Well, especially as I suppose part of his mojo is precisely not aligning himself to corporate brands and stuff like that. It's not like he sold his art to Nike. He's not engaged in that. He's often trying to provide sort of a political distraction or message.
I mean, because he could sell his work to brands for huge amounts of money, and I suspect he would give it to charitable. But for them to just put it straight in their pocket.
Yeah. Okay, I think this story is going to generate quite a lot of heat under the collar. Is that right? Get hot under the collar. Waitrose's Christmas ad has sparked a cancer backlash.
Oh, God.
Waitrose has apologized after its Christmas advert was criticized by cancer charities over a scene. This is one of the few adverts we haven't reacted to, where a scene with two farmers compare their suntans. One skin cancer patient wrote online, "This is a kick in the teeth for all melanoma patients and for all the organizations trying to educate everyone on the dangers of suntans." I don't know what I feel about this. On the one
hand, they're
hand,
not burnt, they're tanned.
Yeah, they're tanned. What do you think, guys? Do you think this is...
I think if they were burnt...
Right.
But is that a kick in the teeth? Or is it... And obviously, I haven't got melanoma cancer, so I'm not talking from that position.
Well, we remember...
And I'm sympathetic to anyone who feels that. But like ages ago, I posted something with Mark with a sunburn, and I put, what a fucking idiot. You know, what an idiot. Here again, he didn't put his bloody suntan. I think that's promoting that it's idiotic and it's painful and it's stupid. But people did get upset by that.
Okay, well, here's my thought on things like this. I think if something genuinely upsets you or offends you due to your own experience of something, I think it's entirely appropriate that you air that.
Yeah.
What I get frustrated by is people who jump on the pretend bandwagon of concern and use it as an opportunity to just shout about something because they have to shout about something.
Because often trolls will jump on a genuine feeling, like somebody who might be struggling and who's campaigning for people to be careful in the sun, and make it something, angry. And
so Tim Reed, a bit OTT. I think I'm like you, a bit too harsh, says Cloda. It can happen, Steph Schultz. It can happen even if you wear cream, as long as not lying in it purposefully.
I mean, the thing is,
and I don't think farmers sunbathe. The farmer's tan is just a thing.
But they're not burnt.
No, that's what she's saying.
So it suggests that they put on sun cream,
right?
Which is what the messaging is.
No, I think it suggests that they're out in the day all the time. If you were out as a farmer with a t-shirt on all winter with no sunlight, your skin color would be different.
Yeah,
it's like if you run all the time. I just think everything is criticised and you can't say anything anymore.
I just think that's just personally, like you say, for that person to have that feeling when they're struggling with it, I get, but I don't think that brand has behaved.
No.
You know,
well, they've apologised. Waitrose have apologised, which is fair dues. What about this, guys? We talked yesterday about Twitter. Elon Musk seems to have lost his shit.
Oh my
but
God,
look at this.
He's lost his marbles.
Have you seen what he's posted?
Too much gear.
I said he must have gone into the Twitter HQ with a massive spliff. Look what he's posted. He's posted an image of him over a grave.
Oh no, he's too stoned.
Ashes to ashes. Isn't that fun? Look at the headline here by ashes to ashes, Musk to Musk. You saying twits all over, Elon. Fears for Twitter grew as Elon Musk tweeted a picture of a tombstone with the site's Bluebird logo on it. What's happened to
what
him?
about that person I was telling you that rang up the radio station the other day?
Fascinating. What do you think of this, guys?
Because I thought one of you might know about this. Who were the investors in Twitter? And I think it was on James O'Brien. James O'Brien was saying, I know I'm supposed to be worried about Twitter, but why? And somebody phoned in and said, a huge amount of a big part of the money that's invested, it's not all Elon Musk.
Well, he's raised lots of it through hedge funds and all that.
Yeah, but a lot of that has come from countries like Dubai and Kuwait and countries that actually want to shut down social media.
Yeah.
And they're wondering whether, this guy was wondering whether that's why these countries invested in it.
Yeah. Well,
what do you think of that?
Well, I thought that was, I think that's slightly, well, I mean, I'm saying that's slightly crazy and elaborate to try and pull down one social media platform as a nation or a selection of nations. That pic is a famous viral meme from the something show, The Flash. So why has he posted it? I mean, the point is that he posted it. He's reposted it.
Oh, I see. So it's an old photo that he's reposted.
Yeah. Let me just find out. He says at the top, oh no, he doesn't say anything at the top. What does he say? His message came after employee. Yeah, he's posted it after the employee situation.
But did you talk about this yesterday? Who the hell does he think he is to say to people you've got to work from 9 till 9, 6 days a week?
Musk wrote
you've got to leave your job.
Musk wrote, the best people are staying, so I'm not super worried. When the dust clears, there's probably going to be less than 2,000 people left, said a former Twitter employee. One anonymous ex-employee said they're going to struggle to keep the lights on. I just think the whole thing, I mean, it could be an elaborate plot to take it down, but it's a very expensive elaborate plot to take it down.
No. The Middle East sovereign wealth funds buy most stock indexes. They own it by virtue of owning slices of indexes. Too clever for me. I don't know what that means. Can you break that down?
Okay, so
it's too clever. I just don't.
Most importantly, post Christmas cards by the end of this month to ensure delivery. Now, we have been appalling Christmas cards.
Well, now, do you know what?
I would like to make a difference.
But I have given over to it. I've now said I don't do Christmas cards because the amount of years I've bought Christmas cards, either half written them or half and not sent them. So, yeah, I'm just not doing it.
So, guys, there are about 7 strike days. Tim, bless him, our postman, was looking a bit sort of like apologetic about this.
He's so sweet. We've got the best postman in the country.
And our other delivery man was looking a bit kind of concerned too. Obviously, we're going to still give them their little Christmas bonuses, but it's just like there are about 7 to 8 strike days. So another whole heap of cards are going out at the beginning of next week. We did a lot last week, so many went out. So we're trying to get them out so that you get them all before Christmas. But yeah, this is due to the various kind of strikes. Cards need to be out, Christmas cards, by the end of this month to ensure delivery.
Morning, Sonia.
Now, this is going to play with your mentals.
Angela says he's turning the company round. Be it right or wrong, companies make difficult changes every day. I do think it's a bit much to completely change the working schedule of people and say you'll now work 9 till 9, 6 days a week, or you've lost your job. Sorry, it's just I'm answering that because I just think that's a slippery road. That is.
Ruth Blanford, I don't do as many cards as I used to. Yeah, who sends cards anymore? Do people send cards? Time Lords could exterminate the leap second. Oh, I wanted this one to screw with your brain. This is the idea that time has this quirk where we have a leap year, but the world doesn't rotate in a consistent fashion. I started to read this and my head started to go completely nuts. Most of us are familiar with why we have leap years. It actually takes about a quarter of a day longer. Every 4 years, an extra day is added to the end of February to make up the difference. There is also a leap second, which Time Lords could exterminate. Mum, did you know there was a leap second? And then, how much does the Earth weigh? 6 runograms. So these things on weights, the weight of the Earth and time and everything, I just thought this was a fabulous conference to go to. The General Conference on Weights and Measures. Imagine that. Hi, Nanny Di. Hi, Mum. The General Conference on Weights and Measures have decided that the planet weighs 6 runograms. I'm trying to work out now. With Jupiter is about 2 quetograms. An electron weighs about a rontogram. I'm going to ask Nads. Let's just see if she knows. Nads? Oh. It's number 2, I think. Sorry. My brain has just melted reading the headlines. That's what happened to me. That's why I wanted to share them with you. Anyway, so the Earth, can you remember that? The Earth, how much do you think the Earth weighs, Nat?
Oh, bloody hell.
Have a guess.
I don't know. Have I got it in stones or kilos?
6 ronograms.
Oh.
Do you know what a ronogram is?
No.
No, neither do I. This is a funny story. What a cock's up. The 2 Brian Coxes were in the same hotel. Succession actor Brian Cox and his astrophysicist namesake tried to check into the same hotel.
Oh my God!
Leaving staff totally confused. Enough to give you a brain ache.
Well, I've got a story like that. I went to the doctors to have a blood test for my HRT, and then 4 days later, I got my text in telling me that I had high cholesterol because they'd given me they'd given me the blood test that my dad was due instead of me because there's only 1 letter difference.
Because of course it's N Sawalha.
Yeah.
N Sawalha.
Good job I wasn't going in to have my leg taken off.
It's behind you.
Mark.
Woke alert on panto jokes. Now, this doesn't surprise me in this, this funny land of political correctness and everything. Woke panto bosses have had to slap a trigger warning on Jack and the Beanstalk at the London Palladium. It's the infamous one.
I was told off every night when I did my panto for kicking Ebenezer in the bollocks.
Dawn French, Julie Clary, etc. But they've had to put a warning on because there are all sorts of jokes about all sorts of... Panto is a nightmare in this modern age.
You can't do it.
I mean, people could end up being cancelled just for saying it's behind you. We'll try and read that headline.
Holy fools and Aussies. Oh, as in French water?
Yeah. A bottle of Peckham spring water signed by Del Boy from Only Fools and Horses could sell for £8,000. Oh, and I tell you what, we need to do this. Total recurl, as in Total Recall. 80s style perms are all the rage again for fellas. You need to give me a perm.
No.
An elf-like perm.
No, I'll leave you.
Guys, should I get a perm?
Faith Goodman's very angry. Seriously, leave Panto alone. Well, you know why? When I went to see Russell Kane the other day, he was so un-PC, it was unbelievable. And just he was being PC by how un-PC he was being, because he was saying we've got to have free speech, but my God, the place was absolutely on fire, laughing. And
I think there's a danger that if you clip political correct, if you get too politically correct, you will end up forcing people underground, and you'll have a black market of kind of gigs. And I think, Sean Thomas, thank you. I think I should get a perm. I remember, Mum, you had a perm when you were younger. You look weird. Front of the Daily Star.
I think if you don't have naturally I really think mostly we're given the hair that suits our face. Like, look at me when I have my hair straightened. I look ridiculous.
Yeah, and your facial hair is perfect for your face, isn't it?
That whisker.
Here we go. This front of the... You've got to have a news with the Star. This is news that England footballers are going to be waxing their legs in order to cope with the heat. Is that a thing? I didn't realise that. Wax your legs.
Move on.
Why? Look at that. Look at Keegan's perm. Look in the top left-hand corner.
His was natural.
Look at that.
Look. Keegan had naturally curly hair.
That's quite
That wasn't a perm.
I want a perm. Psycho magpies terror. I love these headlines. Psycho magpies terror. Squirrels and cats targeted. Animal owners fear vicious magpies are stalking their gardens and could kill their pets. Do you remember that dog that the girls never got over, the Chihuahua that was taken by a seagull? Do you remember? What was it called? Gizmo. Sorry, I've lost you, haven't I? Bust up, Santa's on the naughty list. 2 Santas have had a fight over what should be the length of Santa's beard.
Okay.
I love this. What makes me laugh most is there is this organisation called the Brotherhood of Real Bearded Santas. The pair fell out when Santa Mitchell Scott turned down a role because he said his beard was too long.
Show them that beautiful photo. We're so intense, aren't we? We're just so intense.
It's a badger.
No, but I know they'll love that. Look how beautiful that is. He's nibbling on a snowy berry.
So was I last night.
Of Christmas.
So was I last night.
Mark!
What? Oh, my man takes too long. I'm sorry, that was for something else. Now, he won't snore, hog the duvet, or talk back. Our writer tries out Loving Bear Puffy, the man-sized teddy being sold to lonely hearts.
Oh.
Would you like him? Would you like Loving Bear Puffy? What's different between that and a plastic doll?
Well, because it's not sexual, is it?
Might be to some people.
His head's a bit small for his body.
His head is tiny.
But I do like that. I think that's funny.
Do you? What about head? Yeah, look. Head out down the pub.
No, just in bed to snuggle.
What do you think, guys? Would you like it? Those are just creepy. Yeah, I mean, his name, Loving Bear Puffy. I don't know, there's something about this bit. Look at that. So some of the Paddington Bears that were left after the Queen's funeral, they've taken into the Buckingham Palace. They're being sent to Bernardo's nursery in Bow. Isn't it lovely? That's taken in the assorted teddies were left at royal palaces, and they're going to be delivered to Bernardo's nursery.
Did you see our reviews of the Christmas adverts? The Paddington Bear one is just so lovely, isn't it? And somebody stopped me in the street yesterday and said, "Your sex in a long-term marriage podcast is something every single couple should see."
Wow!
And listen, isn't that nice? That really made me feel
Who
good.
said that?
Just somebody at Brighton Station.
Was his penis hanging out?
No, it was a woman.
Good. And finally,
Christos, some people will find this unbearable.
Oh, very good, Christos. And finally, at the G20 summit.
Yep, they are Me Too. They're breaking up a family of Paddingtons.
At the G20 summit, none of the world leaders can decide exactly what they want from Pret a Manger. It's actually, do you want to know what that moment is? It's the very moment they heard that a strike had hit Poland.
Was it?
Macron, Sunak with his back to us, Biden, they're all talking. But it does look like they're ordering something from Pret.
It does.
Doesn't it?
Jane Bentley says, "I get the premise, but the proportions of that bear are creepy." You are so right. The head makes it creepy. It's too small.
But you know what they say about a small head?
No, and neither does anyone else.
Soft buttocks, apparently. Small head, soft buttocks. Okay, guys, well, there you go. Thank you for all your birthday messages. Due to a change of circumstances, there will not be a members live later with Nanny died. Things have changed unexpectedly, but we will notify you of when the members live will be. It will be very soon. Obviously, it won't be tomorrow because it's my birthday. But guys, thank you for all your messages. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, honestly, as I was saying in the Instagram live, so touched. It's so meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really is. Somebody just remembering and saying happy birthday is lovely. You get to appreciate that more the older you get. It's weird.
And Neve asks, why does he have fingers?
Who?
The bear. It's a very, very